everybody? Realtor Reputation coming to you with episode 13. I just totally realized. If you don't know, we're Swifties and we love the number 13 because it is also Taylor Swift's lucky number. So we have tons of stuff to talk about. And if it's not obvious, it's my birthday week.
It's your birthday month.
Yes.
Because it's April and it's April's birthday.
Yes. It's always been said that way, like growing up, that April is my month, I guess you can say. But it was my birthday this week and Shannon surprised me with a little celebration. So happy birthday to me. Nothing says getting old like neck issues and back issues. So I'm actually kind of tight today. I'm trying to not turn my neck so much. But my birthday consisted of me sitting on the couch all weekend because
I just can't even believe that because I know you and I know that you probably had amazing plans like booked back to back to back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And my husband, did I ever tell you the story that my husband's like, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I always think that it has to be like this big hoopla.
Yes. Remember last year you went to like the
we went to the farmhouse inn last year. Not all the time. I don't always have to have something, but just to even just go away for the weekend with him. That's all I kind of asked for, go to dinner or something like that. So he had said, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I was like, whatever you plan is fine. He signed me up for a 10K.
What?
Did I not tell you this?
No, that's mean.
And he's like, wait, you didn't want to do the 10K? And I was like, no. I was thinking maybe like a spa day.
I mean, that is like hell.
Sign me up for a 10K, but
I know you've been working on like your fitness goals, but are you like 10K prepped?
No. I mean, we go for walks. Like usually our weekends, we'll go for a long walk.
10K walk?
Sometimes he forces me, and then we end up. I live in Bennett Valley, so we end up Ricardo's. And we have to Uber home.
I think that's only 5K.
Yeah, right. So anyway, I was out of commission all weekend. I canceled the 10K. We were supposed to have lunch with friends and dinners and all kinds of different stuff. Canceled everything.
I mean, you shouldn't have been twerking, first of all.
No. Yeah. No, I think it's just me getting old, and poor posture over the years have caught up to me. I don't know. Anyway.
So you couldn't move.
I couldn't move.
I'm doing better today, but not great.
I'm on steroids, so that's helping. But yeah, my neck's just super, super tight. So anyway, if you see me looking like a wackadoo with my turning, it's because I really have to do it. So anyway,
that's exciting.
Happy birthday to me.
It's your birthday era.
I know, and I didn't even plan it, and I wore my in real estate era sweater.
Anyways, happy birthday.
Thank you.
We should celebrate as we get older.
Yeah.
We have less of them, but more fun. That's like I was saying, after you hit 40, you just celebrate the whole month.
Yeah.
I believe in that.
Yeah. I believe in it too. When's your birthday?
Mine's in August.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll get ready for it. I'll put it on my calendar.
And I don't want to run a 10K.
No.
I mean, unless you want to kill me.
I mean, I'll take you to brunch and we can drink mimosas.
That'd be amazing.
Yes. So anyway, now moving on. I want to get into our mom moment of the week because Shannon had a... What are we
I don't even know if it's a moment. Like I had a week.
Yeah.
I had a week of mom moments. So my daughter she's in 8th grade and they do an 8th grade camp, and it was out way past Camp Meeker. It was at Alliance Redwoods, out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, I love it. They have the zip lines.
They did. We didn't do the zip lines, but they had that. So we went with 30 kids, 30 14-year-olds. I was the only brave mom that stayed all 3 nights.
Oh, really?
And there was 3 dads, and then the moms like rotated in like for day and night shifts. So I was like hardcore mom with these 3 dads who were amazing. So shout out to the dads.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of me. And if you saw the picture I sent you, I told the kids that if they go to juvenile hall or jail, that's what their room will look like. It was literally like you walk into the right, it was 4 bunk beds and a little thing to hang your clothes on. And then there was, to the left, 4 bunk beds. And I had to like navigate in between the 2 of them.
And we'll share the pictures. Shannon was texting me while she was gone. Wait, when you had Wi-Fi?
When I had Wi-Fi. So like we had to like beg the teacher for the Wi-Fi password. But just because there's a Wi-Fi password doesn't mean there's like Wi-Fi. So you could be like on the phone and then like your call just dropped. So you could be... And literally, there's this picture. One of the dads thought it was so funny. So he was wondering why I was like sitting by this tree. There was a plug in the tree. So
oh my God.
He's like, oh my God, you have no cell phone.
I love it. I love it.
So anyways, I had a lot of self-reflection. I came home learning a lot about myself, a lot about how I'm not really a hiker.
Yeah.
And I already know, like, I can't see, but I can't see at night.
Oh my gosh.
So we did this night hike where you're supposed to, like, use your night vision. Well, my foot got caught under like a tree stump, and I biffed it. I mean, just flat on my face. My leg is black and blue. My elbow is black and blue. But these two nice dads, like literally like two saving graces, came by. Whoop, one on each arm, picked me up, and I kept going. I had like a bloody leg, and I'm sitting there.
You're lucky you didn't break your ankle.
So that is the thing about getting old. Like, all I could think of is I am so grateful I didn't break a bone.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's no hospital out there.
No.
And it was night. Anyway, so that was like, I know what you feel like, because I was injured, not in the same capacity, but my leg is still healing.
Well, and not to be off topic, but when we hurt ourselves as small business owners, I mean, it affects our business.
It
like
does.
That was a conversation that we had is,
who's going to cover for me? What do I do?
nobody's going to show up but me. My husband's like, sit on the couch, relax. So I was like, but who's going to show up for me?
Yes.
Like, it's me. I'm the face of my own business. So
Yes,
what are you going to do? So you're lucky.
I was really, really scared, and I was trying to be brave, and I did not want to cry in front of, 3 dads and
I would have cried.
kids. So I held it together pretty well. I took some deep breaths. But that was kind of the, funny, bad part. And then the other fun part was, the counselors, like, participating in challenges. I hate anything slimy like a snake, any reptiles, any furry critters. So there was this thing there. It's called like the banana slug club.
Oh,
so there was
it's a club.
It's a club. So if you put a banana slug on your face for 10 seconds, you get to be part of this club. And like all the kids got like stamps on their foreheads or in your book. So Abby was like, Mom, do it. And I'm like, okay, if I do it, you'll do it. So I did it. And then she's like, no, I'm not doing it. But I got her to do it at the end. She did join the club. So there is a video. It's really funny. I sent it to Apryl. I'm like, this is now I've been in the woods.
I wonder if the slime was like good for
it got all
moisturizing.
So you might see like in a couple of years they're gonna have like out in Osmosis Oz out by then they're gonna be like banana slug facials
slugs on your face.
But it literally slimed like all over my eyeball.
Oh,
it was
just
so gross. Anyway, so I did that. I got out of my comfort zone.
What's that show? Fear Factor?
Yes.
Where they have to do like.
I mean, I'd rather
creepy
put it
stuff
on
like
my
that.
face than like eat it.
Ooh.
But it was super gross.
No thanks.
The other thing that I learned is I came home very grateful that I have 2 daughters. I know you have a son, but 14-year-old boys, like I'm not around them a lot. They're freaking wild. They're hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
They must have brought, like, I wish I had a picture of it. One of the dads does, but they probably brought like, I don't know, a couple $1,000s worth of cologne. So they had like their shelf and they were like, every time they come out, I'm like, oh, what's that? Like Eternity?
Their Axe spray.
No, it was not Axe. It was like, this is like hundreds of dollars a bottle.
Wow.
Yes. And so we had this joke that I think the cologne repelled the bugs better than bug spray because they smelled so bad. And then they could not be left alone. I was worried about like the girls like running the hot water out of the bathroom. The boys were like stealing each other's clothes, like whipping each other with wet towels, like like hazing each other, like sudsing them up in the bathroom, like wild banshees.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was very.
My son is more like
one kid might have gotten a shoe to the face.
Oh my God. My son's more of like the sweaty boy who doesn't wear cologne.
Oh yeah. Well,
I mean, he'll wear deodorant.
Well, I'm not sure how good it smells when you put the cologne over the sweat.
Oh, Callan has some of his friends, like I pick him up and I take him to golf practice and I'm the carpool mom when we go to football games and that sort of thing. So some kids get in the car and I was like, whoo.
Yeah.
You really drenched yourself.
Woo! Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know who you're trying to pick up in the woods. Like Smokey the Bear? Like, who are you trying to pick up?
I love it.
So that was fun. And then to kind of like top off the week. So, the girls are girls. And they're not. So there's kind of like segregated girl groups. And so the kind of exciting things, the kids had no phones. They had no Wi-Fi for 4 days. And that was really great.
Yeah.
So as you know, the release of Tortured Poet Society dropped.
Oh, while you were there?
While I was there on Thursday night. So I secretly downloaded Spotify in the office with all the songs.
Nice job.
And then I coaxed the other mom, who's a boy mom, because only boy moms came, just so you know. No girl moms except for one during the day. So the boy moms were sleeping in the other side of the cabin with the girls.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have girls, and she thinks they're lovely based on these shenanigans.
Right.
These boys are pulling time. Like, we're going to sneak the girls when lights are out to our one cabin, and we're going to have like a secret sister society, because I know like everybody likes Taylor Swift. And I thought it was like,
Such a fun mom.
I thought it was like a bonding experience.
I love it.
Because it's kind of like their last time before they all go off to high school.
Yeah.
And they're all like, you don't have to be everyone's best friend, but I thought it was a kind of a special moment.
It's a good camaraderie
You weren't allowed to bring any candy or snacks. So I went to the store.
Oh my God.
And guess what I found? I have this cute picture I'll show, but I found candy bracelets. So I brought them friendship bracelets.
Oh my God, you're so great.
So we sat there like in silence until midnight, and we listened to like all the songs. Then we discussed them, and some kids fell asleep, and then we went to bed. And as I went to bed, all of a sudden I looked.
Another
she
release.
dropped it. And I couldn't tell them until the morning.
Of course.
But I thought that was kind of like our fun Swiftie moment. I was excited to share with you. And it was kind of something we got to do. And they were like, well, how'd you get the Wi-Fi? I'm like, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Smokey the Bear gave it.
Yeah, sorry.
So
Bea,
that was special.
Bea was super excited.
Did she freak out?
She was freaking out. But my daughter now drives. So she wanted to go hang out at her friend's house, which is totally fine. There's like a group of like 3 or 4 girls that we're all getting together to listen to it.
Yeah, because
to watch the video and the release and all of that jazz. But me, I'm like, did you see on my Facebook? I posted like, yo, Tay Swift, can we like release at like noon and not midnight? Because here's the thing is my kid's driving. It's now dark out. She wants to leave her friends out at house at 10:30 so she can listen to the whole hour and a half of the songs. And I was like,
or can you at least release it on a Friday night?
yeah, like something where they can stay the night. It's a school night. Like it was a whole thing. But I mean, I get it. You don't have to cater around my schedule. But
well, I feel like Jamie Lee Curtis, how she wants concerts in the afternoon. Like, I don't know. Like I was like, I like that
I'm
idea.
on board with that.
I'm on board with that.
But then I was staying up till like, she finally left, I think, at like 9:45. But then I'm like watching my Find Your Friend, like just watching her drive home. Oh, it's so late.
Yeah.
And then she went straight to bed, and I was listening to it as I was falling asleep or whatnot.
It is kind of like good, mellow, like.
It's a good album.
It's a good album. It took me.
It's moody.
It's moody. I don't know if I was a fan of everything like the first night. I think it was also because it was like, I don't know. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
As I would say, it's a different kind of an album. So it's a lot. I think you really have to listen to the words.
Yes, you do. Absolutely. Which is a lot of Taylor Swift songs. But
yeah,
I don't know. I definitely
now I like it more as I like listen to it.
Agreed.
And then,
but I think that's any album.
Yeah, I think so too. But it just was so much. And I think when she released the second half, it was like almost overwhelming.
Yeah. Well, then I was like the it mom because I woke up before Bea. And I was like, oh my God, did you see that she released like a whole another album? And she looks at me and she's like, you're kidding. What? Because she comes in my room. She was like grabbing something or whatever. And I was like, I knew before you.
Well, that's what I told the girls in the bathroom. And they're like, what?
I know. I love it.
I'm like, well, now I can go home tonight. You guys have something to look
forward to. I love it.
But
I've been obsessed since it was released.
Yes, me too. And I've like been trying, and all the people like trying to like unlock all the Easter eggs. And then, so to be crazier, you
have to really follow all of that.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's like a whole society.
It is.
Club.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is for sure. But
then the whole Kim K drama.
That was so good, though.
She lost like
100,000 followers.
I know. I love it.
But I love how she capitalized.
Oh my God. So
it was so brilliant.
It's just clever.
It is a mastermind. She is a mastermind.
It is so clever. And the fact that she can keep these things like going. Think about it 3 years ahead of time as she's like writing it. Of what to project in 3 years in these Easter eggs and I don't know.
I mean, her mind just must never stop.
Totally.
And then the funnier part I just have to tell you is we get home from camp and I had committed with my other good friends that are super Swifties. We've gone to our concerts with them. It was Cal Skate's
Swift night
on Friday night.
You should have called me.
Oh my God.
Roller skating.
Well, you couldn't have with your neck.
Oh,
but
yeah,
yes,
you're right.
next time. So then I took the girls. I'm so tired. Abby's so tired. To the skate night, and I put on this old body, put on some skates, and we skated to Taylor Swift.
Oh, I love it.
So it was a whole Swiftie.
I feel like my son, my youngest, is a freshman. You know that.
Yeah.
But the 8th grade trip, he was in an expeditionary learning in that program where they did a lot of field trips and stuff.
That sounds like really.
And I went on his 8th grade trip, but I got a glamp tent. I rented the crib.
Because you weren't in the jail cell?
No, I was not. Only because I can't manage that. But I feel like it's just such an experience to be able to have that with your kids. Like, it's almost not like the last hurrah, but when your kids get to high school, they're not taking these field trips, and you're not going to be able to go on it.
That's why,
it makes me so sad.
It's so sad, and it's
embrace
hard
it
for me where like both my girls are the same age. So it's not like I have one that's older and younger, like a year or two I get to do these things. It's like everything happens at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was really, really special and fun.
I love it.
And it was definitely took a lot of patience. Because some of the kids are something.
Yeah. I determined I'm more of a glamper, not a camper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the whole not being able to shower.
Yeah. Well, we had showers.
Or to shower in the quarter showers. And you're like, darn it, I need more water.
But, like, I would go in at night, like when everyone's dead.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
I may have snuck a bottle of wine, but I was glamping. I wasn't with the group.
We were all like, where is the bar? And I was like, 3 knocks to a tree. Like, I was teasing the counselors. Like, does anybody? All the dads were like,
oh, no. I brought my Yeti cooler. I threw it in my tent, and I'm like, nobody's allowed to go in there.
There's no wine. I think I ate my share of like snuck in candy.
I love it.
That was my mom.
I love it. Yeah. So that was our mom moments of the week. Let's now get into our Swiftie sell of the week.
Oh my gosh. So this is a circle back repeat.
It is because Shannon had noticed that Kanye,
our favorite,
did a price reduction.
Remember the house that had he gutted, that had no doors, no windows? It was basically like a
Malibu beach house.
Yeah, bomb shelter looking thing. Mm-hmm. And remember how we were talking about like it's hard to get a loan? Remember we were talking about like how people may not have another $20 million to put in.
And he gutted it.
He gutted it completely. So I was like, flipping through, and then I noticed there was a huge price reduction,
which is, it's just funny. That's what he deserves.
Yeah.
But he did a $14 million price reduction. Like, that's a huge reduction, which we can talk about price reductions. We'll all get on that topic. But it went down, and it was originally $53 million, and now it's $39 million. So the question for a gut job house.
So the question is it better to do that type of price reduction, or should he just put some doors and windows in and finish it? Because even like with that kind of a price reduction, I'm not saying you have to finish it like perfectly, but the same problems still arise, right?
Correct.
So an appraiser is going to want doors and windows.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm assuming somebody buying a $39 million home is going to hopefully be all cash if it's a Malibu beach house, right?
Maybe,
but yeah, I agree. He needs to make it at least presentable.
I mean, we know his wife is naked all the time, but a house needs clothes.
Seriously, what's with the outfit?
Why is she naked?
What's her name?
Bianca? I don't
know.
know, but like, why does he prance around his wife naked? That's
I don't know.
So creepy and weird.
Just weird.
He has daughters. Like, that's gross.
But I will say, I'll give you this. I think the Oppenheimer group, is that how you say it? Mm-hmm. Oppenheimer? I think that's who's listing it. Mm-hmm. A significant price reduction was needed.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely.
So what I see, and let's just talk about price reductions. For one, pricing a house is very, very, very important because, if you don't price a house accordingly, that first frenzy of getting people through the door, you've lost them if you don't price that house correctly, if you're pricing above their budget or whatever the factor is. So, like, I don't know, let's go into our price range. Okay. So let's say if you have a house that's probably around $800,000.
Right.
And your seller wants to price it, well, they want $850,000. What's your strategy in that as far as talking about overpricing a house?
Well, my strategy is oftentimes I have to like substantiate like if they should even be able to get $800,000 because what has happened, I feel like in the market we were in, especially like in a COVID market, where everything just was like going so fast, like you could barely keep up, is if you sold your house, Apryl, down the street and you had it like updated with kitchen and bath and it was, nice floors and move-in ready, and my neighbor down the street, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm thinking I'm gonna sell and move because Apryl got $850,000, and then my house is like the 90s calls and wants their house back. I don't think I can get the same price, let alone more.
Yeah.
So first of all, I think it's the condition of the house.
Absolutely.
Right? And then I try to show them the comps, and I try to take them through and show them the upgrades and why that house got what it did.
Absolutely.
Now, I can tell you, I went with a seller a couple of years ago that did some remodeling, and then they wanted to go way, way, way above my comps. And I said, no, I really think that's a bad idea, because once you go above the price range of the neighborhood and the comps, people automatically label that as overpriced.
Right.
And the market and the buyer is going to drive the price where it needs to be.
Sure.
So in a way, there's not really like underpricing a house in a sense.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're like,
I
to
know
the
that-
extreme, like 300,000 under, hoping to get 500.
And create just a frenzy.
Which they do that in the South Bay. They do that. That's their strategy. But I'm just saying, like, if you, if I feel like a house is worth, 800, I really think we should stick to that.
Yeah.
And then if you want 850, it's a difference of what somebody wants or needs versus what it's worth. There's two different things.
But also, us as agents, we will help, hopefully, right? The goal is also to guide them in a direction where hopefully we can get offers and multiple offers, and that's getting people through the door. But talking about price reductions, the pros and cons of, you can price it at $850, but for one, are you going to get anyone through the door if they think that you've overpriced your house? And then the worst thing that you can do is do a price reduction. I just saw it yesterday.
Oh, no.
Of $1,000.
Oh, so why do people do that? Tell people why they do that.
Because they're trying to create,
They want to get it back.
they want to get it back on the top of the feed. So
Yes,
like
so, yes.
algorithms will take a house and they're going to put it on the top of a feed when it first comes out.
Correct.
So when you're scrolling through your app on your phone, it's going to put you at the top. Well, a price reduction, if a house has been sitting on the market, it's just going to start to go to the bottom of the list. A price reduction throws it right back at the top. Well, I believe you have to have a good size price reduction, which
Something that's
if you're my client, we can
meaningful.
have that talk,
Yes.
right?
$1,000 is kind of laughable.
It's just not going to get you the drive that you need for clients to get through the door,
And
right?
sometimes it's, if you are going to do a price reduction, it's actually getting the price to go in a different search criteria. So sometimes it's like, people tend to, I don't know, but they tend to search in like, 825, 850 or 820.
Exactly.
So you have to kind of get it under that. So if you've priced it at 850, maybe you're going to 824.9. You know what I mean? Or maybe you're going to 799.9.
Absolutely.
Because then you're getting all of those other people. And then sometimes what a lot of people do is when you reduce it, then you're getting not only more people, but the people that you should have had to begin with, that it was out of their price range.
Yeah.
So you're getting a whole new pool of buyers.
Absolutely. Because if you're putting in 800 as your max, well, if you have a house that you just listed for 800, it's not showing that house.
No.
It will show at 799,999, right?
Up to 800, yes.
Up to 800. So I don't know. We can talk about price reductions for a long time if you want to have a
But I
conversation
think,
about that.
I think what Apryl is saying is, one, you need to, like, we really believe in getting your house ready. So that's, reports done,
Absolutely.
repairs done, spring cleaning done, staging done, whether it's, decluttering your own things or bringing in a styler or a stager. And then the photography, the marketing, the video, and then pricing it right. Because like you said, when you lose those days on the market, it not only does it go to the bottom, but the days on the market also devalue the price.
There's a strategy, and for sure, like the house, I just sold a house in Santa Rosa, and we had gone back and forth. And a lot of people see on Instagram or, I'll post that, oh my gosh, we got this into contract within 4 days. But one conversation I was actually talking to Diana Gorgiski with, because I had co-listed it with her, is the prep work that went into that house, just getting it on market. So as much as you see from a consumer standpoint, you see us selling these houses. Well, this client had took a month and a half. He decided to move out. We staged it. He cleaned it.
He actually painted it, updated it.
All kinds of different stuff, power washing and everything else. But that's what made that house shine the day that it went on the market.
100%.
And we got a great offer, preemptive, and
Way over asking.
We priced it right. We did exactly all of the things. All of the things. And that's what's important to understand. And that's the conversations you should be having with your agents as far as the strategy. How are you going to sell my house?
I mean,
how are you
anybody
going to
can
create
come
that?
in and stick a sign up, but that is not going to sell your house. So I think that is important. I mean, because you want someone to be honest with you. And Apryl and I could say, are very honest. And we will tell you the things that you need to do. It might be hard to hear.
Right.
It might be hard to hear sometimes because people love their special couch that they have that maybe isn't, desirable. I was talking to a client that's moving to Idaho that I'm working on listing her house. And she said, it's so funny, Shannon, I'm so happy, I hired you because you have come in and you've told me everything I need to do and you're going to come in and help me finish staging it. But when I'm looking for a house in Idaho, if I see that old recliner couch, I don't even care what the house looks like. I click to the next photo. Yeah. And this is not, and I always kind of sometimes say younger, people do this because I know the younger generation, they want everything glossy, magazine ready, Pinterest photos. Yes. But even, people that are not, that are retiring and looking for, their next house. Yeah. If they see the old furniture, they want something new and fresh too. They don't want that yucky old, she's like, it looks dirty, it looks old. I don't even go to the rest of the pages. And that's what I try to tell people. Your house might be the best, but if those pictures don't show well and it doesn't make the list, especially as more inventory is coming on in spring and summer, your house might get skipped over.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of the spring frenzy, I wrote an offer on a house in Santa Rosa. 19 offers.
I saw that on, what was it, the Coming Soon page.
I was like...
What was that price point of that, Apryl?
So price point, I think it had price, the house was a cosmetic fixer. It definitely needed some work. It was an out-of-town agent who was the listing agent, priced it at $635.
It was the west side.
It was Rincon Valley, Santa Rosa.
Okay, so that's...
Yep. So, but the comparables are showing at least minimum between $730 to $750. So that was that house.
Yeah. So that was
definitely underpriced. But we wrote an offer, and then I was like, oh, how many offers are coming in? Because I've been seeing 5 to 10.
Yes,
we'll say on houses, but 19. I was like, holy. Wow.
That's almost when you have to just raise the price and then just have everybody that can afford it resubmit.
She only counted the top. I think the top 7 were over 7.
I know, but who wants to even counter 7 people?
I know.
That's a lot of people.
It is. Yeah. So anyway.
When I'm sorting through 6 to 7 offers, for me, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Just because you're trying to keep it all, we have certain spreadsheets we use and you want to be able to, call all the lenders and, be able to present it all to your seller very
Pros
well.
and cons of each offer.
19, your head starts to spin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It took her, I think, a day and a half, almost 2 days to even get back to people. I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My response, I texted her, I was like, hey, how many offers did you get in? And she said 19. My only response was, holy shit. and then I told my client and his response was, holy shit. I'm like, what do you even say to that?
I don't know.
But just know, that's the market that we're currently in. Right. Yes. But on the other hand, pricing, everything that we're talking about, it's very important because we want to make sure we can drive our clients to, not as buyers, buyers, we always want to be lower, right? But as a representing a seller.
But we also have to know how to be competitive. And I think
for sure.
And I think that's the other thing that buyers, just as a side note, have to realize, especially with pricing, is that obviously April, the comps, even as a fixer, showed it as a higher value. So you're going in knowing that that's already 60 to 100,000 possibly under value. So you can't start it where they are. You have to start at the fair market value.
Absolutely.
So that's the other part, which is hard because people that it's coming onto their feed, they're like, oh my God, this is such a good deal in a great neighborhood. But then you and I know it's fake pricing.
I know.
Pricing,
and we have to have those conversations with our clients.
So it goes both ways.
It absolutely does. But I think you're very similar to me. I represent sellers and buyers. So it's good to be in a combined market, I feel, representing different types of clients because it just shows we know how to advise our sellers and we know how to advise our buyers. So that's kind of where we're at. So anyway, well, I think that's it for today.
Yeah, I just want to wish you a very, very happy birthday.
Thank you.
So let's cheers to your cupcakes.
We have cupcakes. Cheers.
See you next time.
Bye, guys.